Stop.
Going live.
Going live.
Sorry. I just want to add sound effects when I can. Should we tweet this? Tweet us out?
Oh shit.
Yeah, why don't you tweet that out and I'll retweet.
I said we're live.
We're doing it fucking live, people.
Nice. It worked.
Going live.
Weavingspiders, welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Live.
Should we tweet this?
Yeah, I'm gonna let's tweet it out.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm hearing feedback. Is that on your end?
Is that
fucking live?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
is that feedback on your end or my end?
Live. Wait, and now it's my end because I just turned. Do you have the YouTube channel on? Because I just put it on mute if you have the.
I think it's good.
I can hear me
over here.
All right. Hello.
Oh, maybe it's okay. Never mind. Okay, it's working.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
I had it going on my end by mistake.
There's 2 people watching. I bet that's us.
Oh. Love your moms.
We are masturbating to ourselves.
Yeah. We don't break our arms.
Let's I need to grab the link, blast it.
Yeah,
I'll
send it off on my Twitter.
Okay.
Spiders, welcome. So 16.
So since
live.
I think since you know I don't know, have you seen the new terms of service? Seen what the YouTubes want to do?
No, is there new terms of service?
Yeah. So this is gonna have to be done every show. So just give me a second. I'm gonna set the mood right. Okay, so the new terms of service is I'm gonna turn that down. The new term of service states that every episode we do, we have to say there's no doubt that this election was legit, no fraud, unattested, baseless. That's what it says in there. Baseless.
Definitely the baseless.
Baseless. So baseless. And that we love our new leader, Mr. President-elect Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, Vice President-elect, and we will enjoy their reign of many years, past 8 years, at least hopefully 25 years.
Hopefully 25, or else Ruth wouldn't have died for any great cause, you know.
Yeah, and we're gonna go after Trumpers, or Trumplicans as they say now. Trumplicans aren't a part of any party. They are a terrorist organization, and we will hunt them down, and they will be destroyed, hanged in front. So I think I bought us like about 12 hours.
Nice.
I think we're good for 12 hours. You guys don't have to worry about your channel being shut down.
Hashtag high five, Gates.
Oh yeah. And we also wanted to say that Bill Gates is a brilliant doctor and scientist. Not only is he the best doctor in the world, he is the best man in the world.
He's the smartest man in the world with the best ideas for medicine.
Yes.
And he wants to keep us safe. And I heard that he's not going to stop until coronavirus is over. Very last case. Not going to stop until there's zero
cases.
Zero cases. It could be years, but he's gonna be fucking there for it.
Yeah, he's a superhero.
He's a superhero.
I mean, he's selfless. He's doing this for us, people.
He's very selfless.
But don't question anything, okay? Because you start questioning things, it's all downhill.
Yeah.
You might as well just put a bullet in your head. But we're not going to have bullets much longer either. Guns aren't good.
Guns aren't good.
They kill children and elderly people.
We can find them on Amazon. They are probably okay. Because why would... I mean, we can trust in Amazon.
Yeah.
We can trust...
Guns are good if they're protecting our fierce leaders.
Well, not for protection, only for hunting. You know, like for shooting...
people, like homeless people. We should hunt them.
I only want to shoot homeless people with coronavirus vaccine.
That's what we're doing. Life. We are trying to save the homeless from corona.
We should. Let's save the rest of the world too.
Yes.
Save everybody. Save every last person.
Mm-hmm. It's the best thing to do. I mean, if we don't do it, no one else will do it.
Nobody else will do it. Like when you go to the bathroom and the water's running, and you come out and you're like, "Hey, the water's running in the bathroom. Who's gonna turn that off?" Everybody's like, "Dude, I turned the water off yesterday. I'm not gonna turn the water off." And then your other friends are like, "I love it when people turn off the water, but I just can't do it right now because my hands are full. I'm writing a tweet." And then you go in there and you turn it off yourself. Even though you didn't turn it on. You turn the water off yourself and you come out and you're allowed to be proud. You're allowed to have your moment. That's your moment.
It is.
Turn the water.
Conserve water.
Save the world, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're very selfish people, and everything that was given to us was a gift.
Yeah.
Even if you paid for it, it was a gift, and you're privileged.
That's true.
Yeah, and you breathe too much carbon dioxide, so we're going to tax you on that. Okay?
That's true. And like, what you should really do is put your stuff up on eBay and move into a really sweet van, or like a like an old camper or something, or maybe like a tiny house.
Well,
tiny house.
The camper's problematic because it uses gas. We can't.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere.
Okay, the park, that's fine.
Like you can buy it pretty much, and then have somebody tow it out to the street in front of, the house of whoever you bought it from. And if it's on the road, you can camp there forever. Nobody says anything because you're, camping. You gotta like rock it a little bit forwards and backwards sometimes. You get the stickers.
Well, as long as you're shooting yourself up with corona vaccines as you're doing it, it's fine.
Yeah, you won't need to worry about it if you have coronavirus vaccine.
Gene therapy, people, it's good for you.
That's right.
Maybe we can talk about that later.
Plus, they really just want to take care of us in the camps.
Yeah. These camps are fun camps.
They're fun camps.
That's what the F stands for FEMA. It's fun.
It's fun. Have you heard about the fun vaccine?
No, but please do tell.
Oh man. Yeah. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Good. If you're not having fun, then what's the point?
What's that?
If you're not having fun, then what's the point?
Well, the point is it's to eradicate fundamental religious extremists.
Oh, that vaccine. Yeah. That's that. You know what? That's a good idea. I think no one should have spirituality in their hearts or minds or souls.
Not too much.
No. Only. Well, I think if we have state-sponsored religion, that's okay. Mostly if the priest class is scientists. So if Neil deGrasse Tyson is our priest, that's okay. That's good. I can do that. I can get behind that.
Well, he actually does kind of look priesty in some of those vests that he wears with, the embroidered, planets and stuff.
Right. The
Super,
turtleneck too. The turtleneck, you just put a little white thing there in the center. Then
it's super kind of popey, like on the really fancy popey days. Where he's like wearing the red shoes.
yeah, those red shoes that are totally normal
Totally normal.
and fine.
They're not the same. Wait, they're totally normal. They're just like the red shoes that butchers used to traditionally wear.
Oh,
They got blood on their shoes, then you wouldn't be able to tell. And also like the Russian like monarch class, I think,
they like the red shoes.
they like the red shoes too. It was a part of the regal dress. What's her name? That queen. I think it was pre-Romanov, post-Romanov. It was like right when they changed up, but maybe it was before the Romanovs. Maybe it was Romanov era. It was before that was back when they were like, still expanding the empire back then.
Well, they like the fancy shoes.
Right? Yeah.
What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe they like to dance with red shoes in blood. It's not our place to ask questions or judge that.
Yeah. Some people dance in the rain. Some people like to dance in the shower. Some people dance in the blood.
Yes. And if it's their religious expression, state-sponsored religious expression, that's fine.
Yeah. Especially if it's like something that's not super harmful, like the blood of a bull.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Yeah.
It could also like actually heal certain health maladies, like gout.
Yeah. And if this bull's being slayed,
Oh, you 14-year-old boys.
yeah, that, I mean,
and bulls too, and like, full-grown animal.
well, the bull is in a Mithraic religious fashion, then yes, the 14-year-old boys are fine to come along in that as well.
That's true, yes.
So these are all the new terms of service of the new Constitution. So, and people better get used to it.
Yeah, because you don't have to love it because it won't love you.
No, definitely not going to love you.
But it's here for you.
It is. In the new smart city coming soon. It's Amazon Town, and then there's Toyotaville and Walmartville. No, Walmart. What's another? Walmart City. I ran out of bills in town. Amazon Town's pretty funny though. Like I imagine if when there is these things, they'll have problems like with other smart cities, and they'll start wars. So like Emperor Bezos of Amazon Town will start a war with Toyotaville.
I think that Amazon Town, it's going to be more like there's this movie called Surrogates with Bruce Willis.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Everybody's rich, and they don't want to go out anywhere, and they have like this robot that either looks like them or doesn't look like them, and they just sit in their houses like a virtual experience of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like Amazon Town would probably be like that. Like you could just hop into an Amazon robot and you could walk around like essentially a large box store picking out things to buy.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing nightmarish about that. So people will get used to it. Okay.
Yeah. And then as soon as you're done, it'll show up on your doorstep like the next day.
Mm-hmm. And people could be disposable like the things that we buy. So that's going to be fun.
Well, that's true, but only if they don't take the coronavirus vaccine, because who wants them around anyway?
Right. Right. And we should deal with them like harshly. I'm thinking
they're terrorists.
They are terrorists. Yes. They obviously have something wrong in their mind. Like it's like it has a virus in the mind too, and I don't know how you get rid of that. So maybe we should
With
just
a
get.
bullet.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll bring back guns. Only
Well,
for
no,
that.
only the military.
Yes, only the military will have the guns to shoot. Well, okay. Well, our fearless leaders will need to have guns too, and their security detail.
I don't want people to have guns. I
No.
want people to have like a headset where a robot controls their head and tells them
Mhm.
to shoot or not to shoot, because I would trust a robot to tell me what to shoot if I
Yeah.
was a soldier better than I would ever trust myself. Because what if you shot somebody and you found out that they were black? Because it was dark, you thought it was a regular person that
That
was
would not be
white,
good.
and then you shot the black person. That'd be fucking terrible.
No, but they're white. That's fine. We should
Yeah.
kill as many white people as possible. I mean, they gotta
Well,
atone for their sins.
that's true. That's true. Well, they're mostly those dumbasses that aren't going to take the coronavirus vaccine anyway. So.
Yes. Well, obviously, it's gonna be them that are the problematic ones. I love how long this bit's going. It's been a so 6 people are in the chat right now. Like, what the fuck's going on? We're reading the new terms of service for the United States, so enjoy it. It's gonna be fun. When our fearless leader comes down the ramp and there's 30,000 troops surrounding them, that'll be fun. That's not signaling at all.
No, he can take it. You knew how to deal with corn pop. Our president can probably do anything. You know, you get the razor, and you put it in the barrel so it gets all rusty. You know, and you bang it on the concrete to get it all rusty.
That's right. I mean, it only makes sense. You want to give someone tetanus so you can give them a shot of that too with the coronavirus gene therapy vaccine.
Well, we need to know who has taken the vaccine. That's why we take the vaccine, so we know who's taken it, because it has luciferase in it, so that it'll just change our. It's just like only one tiny gene, and it makes it so that our genes express that they have like
taste for people that go against.
Like a glowworm or something, or like a fish, maybe, is what it makes our genes think that we are, and so it just glows in a little spot, you know. But just for somebody to tell that you're checked out, you know, so that you know that you're not going to be a super spreader.
Yeah, and mostly super spreading lies. Okay, so don't do that.
Don't super spread lies.
Don't super spread lies. If you say anything that's not CNN, MSN, I'm sorry, you are a terrorist. So, and we are going to build a world where we snitches do not get stitches, but they get prizes. So that should be fun. I don't know where we're going with this, but it's fun. We got a comment, James. Veronica's Secret asked if you joined an Amish cult.
I haven't. I love the Amish.
Me too.
I haven't become Amish yet. I would like to aim high and become Amish, but I must miss the mark a little bit because.
Yeah, I know. Like when you're this old, like how do you start that life?
It's true. Like I don't need a barn per se. Like if I did, I don't know if I knew enough people that knew how to build a barn to ask to come over.
Right. Well,
I'm sure they probably would. Maybe if I had pizza, if I brought pizzas. And I brought tools and like somebody that knew how to use the tools and somebody that wanted to get paid to do it.
I saw some Amish people yesterday at Shields. That was pretty interesting. I think they're Amish. I don't know. They could have been something else. Amish adjacent. Is that a thing? They weren't wearing masks. That was pretty cool. I was like, you guys.
They know what's up.
They do. I mean, I'm sure there's some Amish or whatever sex that are a bit crazy. There's probably one out there that's kind of like Lovecraftian, and they like worship some weird shit. Wow.
The Amish that you saw?
I don't know about the ones I saw. They seem fine,
Oh.
but I would see them occasionally in town throughout my life here, but that was the first time I've seen them in a while. I was like, huh. I'm like, what are they going to do when they reset the currency to be digital? Because how are they going to do commerce if they're not?
I don't know what they really would need.
Well, they buy things. They go into town and they buy things. So it's going to be impossible. And also homeless people. What are they going to do? I mean, I know probably a lot of homeless people have phones now.
There's my the place where I work. It's right. It's actually like very near to a state penitentiary. Just like down the street from me is where this homeless camp popped up. Like all of a sudden, like a couple of years ago, we had kind of a homeless problem, like overnight, and we found out that homeless people said that somebody put up graffiti in like California, in Los Angeles, that said go to Walla Walla. Walla Walla's a safe place, and like all the homeless areas. So a bunch of people came up here, and they made this little. It was like right by the police station, little homeless camp, where you had to like show up, by a certain time, and you got to stay there overnight, and they had like a little like they're like platforms with like a little tent, like a little tarp over it. Then they kick you out in the morning. So like everybody's like just like used to pile up on the road, like with all their sleeping bags and laying there, and like they all had cell phones, and they'd like walk back and forth between the Circle K, which is like the most expensive convenience store in town, but it's
fancy.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's sad. They move these people around. I mean, they call it diesel therapy, and in some cases, in the VA hospital, what they call it.
Well, I do have a solution, I think, that will help out a lot of homeless people. And all this starts with we start a camp for them. And when we put them in the camp, we feed them good. We fatten them up really nice. And then we put them in this one little room where they're never seen again. And then when they come out, we eat that. Called Soylent Green. That's what I'm going to say. Just eat homeless people.
Soylent Green sounds delicious.
We're here with solutions, people. Everyone's just throwing doom and gloom. Let us have solutions, okay? This dystopian future is not going to write itself. We can do this.
It's true.
Of course, they'll be vaccinated first before we eat them, okay? We're not savages.
Exactly. We're supposed to get into it has to get into us in every single way. Like we'd have to eat the vaccine. We want to shoot it up. Well, thank you.
Yes.
So we have what's up in the chat? We have Gaius and Conabud.
What up? Thanks for joining us.
Conabud said, some despair with a pinch of chaos, sprinkled with some confusion, with a side of dish of doom and gloom.
That's how I bring it.
That's a pinnable comment.
I mean, we were doing like some comedic bit. So we were really being serious if you caught the beginning of the show. We're reading the terms of service. And,
terms of service of our new world.
The new Constitution, yeah.
Constitution. Walmart.com.
Yeah. It's been written by Walmart, Amazon, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, of course, had the pen in there. He's muscled his weight in there.
That's true.
Saying something about like the Fourth Reich. I don't remember. It was
I don't know who's right or who's wrong, but we'll find out, right?
hey. Oh man, wish I had the boom like sound effect. I don't. Damn it. I really need to load these up properly.
And I love the soundboard.
I love it. I know it's like cheesy and like zoo radio, but you know.
What else do you have?
What else do I have? Well, I
Soundboard.
mean, shit. What are we expect? I'll say this thing about the internet, as beautiful as it is, and forgiving, and filled with love. The mishmash of like disinformation and it and just whatever like batshit crazy has been flying off the chain. I've been hearing so many, especially with the queuers. They've now the plan is inauguration day. That's when the storm comes, and they're trapped when they're all trapped in there with all their National Guard guys. Because when does a bird sing? When it's caged.
Man, it all sounds so terribly exciting. Like it's me all worked out. That's why I've got my samurai sword up here.
Dude, you might have to use that pretty soon. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Not on yourself. Obviously, you got a little time if we have to do that.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Just to practice in case.
Sudoku. I don't know if I said that right. Is it Sudoku? Sudoku? Like one of those things like game too.
Yeah, that's Sudoku. Oh, you mean sedition?
I don't know what's happening, but I'll just say that the disinformation has been like pretty. It's been delicious. Like it's just been nutty. Obviously, probably nothing's gonna happen, but if it does, I'll be really impressed with that because like it's good writing.
It'll all be super exciting if it does happen. Something crazy does happen.
For sure, it would be.
I wouldn't doubt it because it feels like something.
Well, something's in the air, and I don't know what that is. The collective is stirred.
Yeah,
so I'll say that.
Remember that Trump read this poem, like right when he first got elected. It was,
like on his inauguration day, did he read a poem?
I don't know if it was inauguration day, but it was like in the first month or something, and it was about a snake, that wanted to cross the river, and it gets on the. It's like, hey, whatever turtle or.
Oh, is it that's an ancient Chinese proverb or something? Yeah.
I don't know what it's from. I remember it from, a version of it.
Yeah, there's
killers,
Yeah. There's a snake, there's a scorpion one. I mean, there's like different variations of it, but the story's the same as that. You don't trust.
It ends up with like, look, bitch, I was a snake. And he reads it and like it's all super sort of enigmatic, and then nobody says anything about it after that. And like I was kind of like, whoa, like, did you see this? Did you see why would he read? Like, what's the context of this story? Like, it's a great story. It's a funny and cute thing, but for a man that shoots off the cuff, and he puts it in his he prints it out and puts it in his pocket and reads it. The press conference, like. We have to go back and look at what.
Yeah, can you find that clip?
I found it the other day. I was making a mishmash of because I found this clip of what made me think of it was I found this clip of a snake stone is what it's called.
You sent that with where the guy was like cutting out of this poor snake's head.
Yeah,
it's like snakes had rocks in their head.
Snake stone. Because I've been looking at, like, watching a guy cut opals on this one channel called Black Opal Direct. It's just super fascinating. And they're like, opals are beautiful. And so I was like looking stuff up about snake's stone, because I was one of his stones. It looked like the shape of snake's eyes. He cut it, but it had this like really electronic like shape, and he offered it as a giveaway. It's like if you design something, send in your design, and then he'll pick one of the designs and give these stones away. You know, like $6,000 stone or something, like kind of cool. So I was like trying to think of like what kind of thing I would make out of it, and just snake, electronic snake. And so I typed in snake stone, and this video popped up. And well, at first I'm like, snake stone is a thing, and there's like a video of like a guy in India maybe or something, and
it's always India.
And he's got like a snake, and he puts his head down, and he's got a knife, and he starts sawing on the top of the snake's head, like right behind its eyes, but like right in front of its ears. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it's rough.
And then he like splits it, and then he like pushes these like two like black like polished stones, is what it looked like, out of the back of the snake's head. And I was like, oh, like like those are probably in there for a reason, you know.
Probably.
But I was like, whoa, that's weird. I was like, that snake just got nutted, is what like I thought in my head.
Yeah.
And then like I don't remember if it was the same day or maybe a couple of days after Trump made this sort of like really sad speech where he like threw everybody under the bus for like being naughty. So like, oh, some people shouldn't have done that or whatever, and then he kind of like said, you know, well, we gotta respect the president, whatever, like kind of kowtowed. I was like, shit, the president got denutted like that snake. And then it made me remember that shit, the president is a snake, because he read that story about the snake that ends with, look, bitch, you knew I was a snake. Like maybe he's not a snake, but like.
So wait, in the story, do you think he was saying he was the snake, or was he saying he was the other creature?
I don't know why he like, yeah, why would he kowtow so easily? You know, like Trump's the head of the spear. Like if it got, you know, if he really, he was saying just before everybody stormed that building that a great miscarriage of justice had happened, and there was all this fraud. You know, like either he believes it or he doesn't. But just because some people did something stupid doesn't make something not true or true. So like, why would he change his mind about the thing that he thought was right, unless it's like not important to him?
Well,
but it seems like it is important to him.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if he is the real deal, and this thing is not like some weird, because that's the one thing too, is like everyone's like everything's a psyop. I'm like, and it gets like so confusing. Like I'm like, is everything a psyop? I mean, yeah, maybe down to the molecular level, it's a psyop. Like literally, like the spirit is being duped to feel like it's in a physical realm. But people aren't like, especially when you're talking about elites. That's the reason why they have the blackmail, because they can't trust each other and all that stuff. And as far as we know, given, I don't know, maybe Epstein isn't a real person. I've heard that argument that's a psyop. That's possible.
Say what?
That Epstein was like a psyop, like he wasn't even a real person. He was like a creation for what means, I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that one. There's one also that says like Bill Gates is fake. He's like CGI and stuff. I saw that one on Twitter. I was like, oh, like, what the hell is real? I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, am I real?
Yeah. Are you real?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I may be CGI, and I even am confused. And
well, I hope you're not.
I hope not.
But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
But you know,
I like that color purple back there, but I see the same color in my.
I was trying to do pink because I've been trying to do this like Philip K. Dick vibe, where it's like it's my Valis like halo. I should have had it a little higher, but
I think that's a great idea because it's sort of
because we're headed to the dark winter, right? Like it's just not over for some stupid reason. So I think to help us through these dark winter times, whatever that nonsense is, because like I look out there and I'm like, it's not that dark. It seems like everyone's dark on the internet.
it's easy to feel like it's going to be dark, but it's more exciting that way.
Right. It's not boring.
No, I mean, if there weren't exciting stuff like this going on in the world, then everybody would be focusing on what exactly is in the coronavirus vaccine.
Yeah. Like no, like that's gene therapy. It's like why? It's like don't ask questions. Don't ask Dr. Gates anything anymore. Because if you do, you're a terrorist. You're a terrorist, and also you hate America. Actually, you should hate America, but you hate it for the wrong reasons. Okay.
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry. But
should I play a clip or something?
Yeah. Which one did you want to do?
Well, I have a clip of the guy that I think it's Bill Gates that is.
Is it the Pentagon one?
Yeah, the Pentagon one.
I don't think it's Bill Gates, but it is interesting. I think it's a real video, though.
I remember seeing it like right when
he looked like him, but I think that was one of the reasons why it was kind of getting leaked around as Bill Gates, so people would just credit because they go, "Oh, it's not Bill Gates." Like, oh, it's like, no, but listen to what he's saying. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Bill or not. But
I'm gonna share a screen real quick. Okay. Well,
Jesus Christ, what's going on here? There's so many boxes.
I know I've got a confusing.
You clean this up, sir. I am very scared. See, my anxiety is going up. So many boxes.
Let's see if that works. The full screen. Nope.
Oh,
okay.
Got something to say. I don't hear sound.
Oh no.
We're so professional. Sorry. Sorry again. Dropping the ball.
I don't know what happened there. Let's see. It worked when we were before we were live.
That's true. It was working. So we tried. Obviously, someone spooky got into your system because they don't want us to tell the truth.
It's weird. It's weird. I put a link to this particular video. I think that was it. Was that it? And I immediately got a tweet from routers telling me that I was totally wrong with fake news.
The routers told you you're fake news?
Yeah.
For this one? For the Bill Gates one?
I think it was that one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I've sent off a couple more, I think, but I think it was that one that they were.
I think they purposely there was someone who's purposely saying it was Bill Gates. I mean, maybe not, but to discredit and try to make people go, oh, well, obviously it's BS. Like, no, this is a Pentagon leaked video.
Yeah.
Like, listen to what the man says. He's a nerd. All nerds look the same, right?
Yeah, whether or not it's Bill Gates is probably, the
arbitrary
psyop part. I don't know. Like when I first saw it, like it's, it's too perfect. It's like stereotypical, like.
It is too perfect.
Like, and he's like one of the guys in the audience is like, well, the Bill Gates character is like, so we've discovered this gene that religious fanatics have a lot of, and we know there's a spot in the brain that that when they're having a religious experience, it like gets really hot right there. And people that aren't religious fanatics, they don't have that like hot spot. And a guy in the audience is like, well, why don't we put all the Muslims on a CAT scan and so we can know who to put a bullet in their head? And he's like, well, we obviously the Bill Gates character says back to him something like, well, we obviously can't put every religious extremist's head into a CAT scan
And murder them.
yeah, and murder them, but we can put something. We can put a virus out that attacks that part of their brain, and it makes them not an extremist anymore. Because basically, it's like a virus that would eliminate you from being able to have a religious experience. And he said that he can put it in a Rona. No, not a Rona. A rotavirus. They put it in a rotavirus, and they can put it in other respiratory viruses. And it sounded like they've been doing it. This was 2005. That the Bill Gates character said, these are the scans of people that we've done it to, whatever. Like in the trials, like whoever, they're trying it on people if they have. Some poor inmate can't,
Well, yeah. What things are declassified or we can see? They're already probably farther ahead with that. I mean, again, maybe not. I don't know. I think some things are like that and some things aren't. I think like DARPA is kind of bullshit. I don't think they have robots like they're trying to tell everyone, because why do they show them to us if they're that good? They're not. They're just puppets and fucking CGI.
Those ones are pretty cool. I mean, like,
I think it's CGI though.
They've got them. You think it's CGI?
I think it's CGI. Yeah, I think so. They have a mixture of both.
Oh, the ones with the guns. There's like
that's CGI. Yeah, but also like the robot dogs. I think those are more. I mean, I think they have real ones, but they have someone using remote controls, because like Hollywood has been very good at animatronics for like decades. So it's not past their ability to make things look the way those things look. But like that last video they showed where they're dancing, that's total BS. That was all CGI. You can look at it and you can tell. At least
the dancing ones. You think it was CGI?
Yeah. There's no way those are real. No way, because they've showed those same walking bots come out at a trade show and it just fell over. It's not. They're not there. I think a lot of these things are just flim-flams and scams. Probably some of it's a psyop too. They want people scared and go, "Oh shit!" They're coming. They're going to take jobs.
I've heard the other, like that. There's, how elongated muskrat. He talks about drones. You can't even see them. They move so fast unless you have a strobe light to stop them. And I've seen a guy. He had I think his name's Sean Harras. He's like he went to like a Swiss prison where they sort of tortured him, I guess, and he was explaining a lot of symbolism and talking about how they were harvesting. They wanted aborted babies in order to make youth serum for the super rich, and it's like a Swiss procedure that they've been working on. Anyways, in one of his videos, there's a thing that flies through there that it's a blur, but he swears that it looks like it's a drone. Like
I think drones are real. I don't know how autonomous they are, though. I mean, people can pilot drones really well. Like I've seen some really impressive moves people can do with drones, like with the headset on and then like
an implant. I heard that they put an implant in your head.
Yeah. that might work. I mean, like I know you can move a mouse like with like those things, but I just don't think the technology is as far as they're saying. And I think we're almost about to that point where people are like, wait a second, because for instance, Epstein was a big revealer on like he was into all this weird science and shit, and he was like funding a lot of it, and he was wacky. He's like out in the desert going like, I'm gonna make clones of myself or whatever. And then there's the Nygar guy who was like basically Canada's Epstein, who he was freaking obsessed with like living forever. So he's doing stem cell research, even to the point where he convinced his wife to get an abortion so he could take the stem cells. Like totally wacky. Like
that's some alchemist stuff. You know, they would have a child so that they could sacrifice it and boil down everything and get like a little tiny bit of gold.
Yep. Oh yeah, no. It's much even bizarre. I'm actually gonna work in a video with him with that because like there's some other stuff that's like let's just say stranger than fiction. But I think like Epstein was definitely promising to a lot of these rich people, like just like Walt Disney, like he chopped his head off. You know, he's told like you're gonna, we'll put you into a computer or put your head on a robot, whatever they promised him. All these people are just scared of dying, and then they just pump all this cash to get all this nonsense, like promises that they're gonna like be put in a cloud or whatever. It's just not there. The computers are great, but they're not that good. Quantum computers, I have questions about because we haven't really seen them in action. You know, we just had like Geordie Rose come out and say like he's talking to demons from chthonic dead worlds or whatever, which is questionable too. I think a lot of this stuff is just like it's just nonsense, like Wizard of Oz, like behind the curtain, that he's like pulling his levers, like, we have all this. These nerds, they're flim-flamming. They're basically getting cash by making promises to people that will fund their research, and they probably have other things they want to do.
Yeah, most of those guys just want to make a animatronic robot with a glass head to do nasty things too in the background.
Right. The Sophia bot, that's one giant puppet. It's complete BS.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Top
tricks so that they can give autonomous status to a robot is what I think that the whole point of her was. Trick people into like, where did they? Some Saudi Arabia. They gave her citizenship.
Yeah, but they want to let women drive. Am I right? I'll be here all night.
That's a head job that they can't handle.
Women are terrible drivers, people. They are terrible at driving all the time. Okay.
Oh, women are excellent drivers. They just can't back up.
They cannot back up. They hit things when they back up in the cars because they're trying to put on makeup. Am I right? Am I right, fellas?
Am I right, fellas?
Since you're not getting stand-up anymore, that's what we're going to do. Let's be honest, most of it's bullshit. Stand-up's really taking it. I mean, there's a few guys like Tim Dillon, like is like probably one of the even we were talking about Owen Benjamin too. Like there's a few that still are thriving in this this age of not stand-up, but like man, it got real bad before this corona. Like I saw a couple stand-up specials on Netflix.
Yeah, they're just like grasping and
it's not even comedy. They're just doing like trying to get claps, like just like it's like stop trying to like be Carlin or whatever, but like in a woke way. That's fucking annoying. Yeah. Just make jokes.
Like I was going to give blood, and then I fucked some bitches, and I'm like, you can take the keys if you want, and go get an abortion tomorrow.
Right.
It's like, go women, go.
I don't know where we're going with that, but
yeah, just
I'm not bashing women, so relax.
No, not at all. No,
they're beautiful. They're wonderful.
They're beautiful. Without women, none of us would be alive.
This is true.
Because we would all starve to death, and we wouldn't have any moms ever to give birth to us, unless we were robot Sophias.
And that's what they're trying to do. see, well, actually, I'll say so. Some science is not that far. I think cloning and all the doing those things are more realistic. And I think if so, if there was one thing this gene editing vaccine could do, if it was to, make people not be able to have people, like it sterilizes them, which is a possibility. Like maybe not in the first generation, but like that video you sent me, like that made me think of it a little bit because I was talking about like generationally changing some like a species over time. Then you have the problem action solution. So you're like, oh, you have like the population on a collapse, and they're like, well, we have the solution. They're cloning and making designer babies like Gattaca. They're like perfect people, right? But only the extremely rich would be able to afford that kind of privilege. So children of men or whatever. So like I don't know if that's just like hidden in plain sight shit or it's just tapping in the ether. Because art can do that. I think you can kind of see ahead of things.
I think so. Also, have you seen that movie, the Wachowskis? Wachowski brother, sister.
They're both sisters now. I think.
I thought that one of them was switched back, but
they switched back.
I don't know. I don't know if I heard that right.
Can't commit, right?
I don't remember. I gotta.
You know what? You need to tell that dog. Shut the fuck up. We're trying to do a show.
We're doing internet stuff, dog.
Put the dog on. He's part. We'll make sure. We'll pretend the dog is David.
I think they want some water.
Speaking of which, where the hell? If you're joining us, thank you, people. You're watching the show, and you're like, why is there missing people? We don't know. They're just missing in action. So
I think we're shadow banned from our friends.
Shadow banned from the friends. We've been friend zoned.
Got friend zoned by
the shadow realm.
That's one of my hashtags on Twitter. But unfortunately, my old account got.
So if we get shadow banned, does that technically mean we're shadow people? These are questions I have. So I'm gonna haunt people in their dreams or wake them up. I'm like, I'm shadow banned.
We're shadow people. Because if they ban us, then we're banned as a shadow.
So we can also start our own secret society called the League of Shadows.
We should start a band.
Yeah, man. I think the best thing you do in 2021 is start a band.
I think so.
It's a Zoom band too, so no one can actually play together. It's just
yeah. First, I'll play for a minute, and then you play for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'll cut you off, and then I'll play for a minute.
We're called the Zoomers, everyone. Welcome to Zoomers. Zoomers the band. Oh god, that'd be an awful idea.
That's a great idea.
It is a great idea. I take that back. It's the best idea.
I want the rest of the members to be boomers too. We could be the Zoomer boomers.
Does that mean the Zoomers are going to be the next boomers? Like they're just all entitled and they're going to like reap all the wealth?
Yeah. Shit. The Generation X is the Zoomers. I don't know what the kids are. The millennials are the TikTokers, probably.
I'm technically a millennial, but I'm an old millennial. I'm like on the cusp.
You're a millennial? What is it? What is the millennial age?
I believe it's 81 or 82. That makes the cutoff. Where you're an Xer if you're any older than that. Like 79 might be the.
I was born in 78, so I'm a.
So you're an Xer.
I'm an Xer.
You're a young Xer.
I'm a young Xer. What's the bracket? Like 75 to 79 or something, or 70.
I think it's like late 60s.
Oh wow.
Like 69 maybe 70.
69,
yeah.
Because that's when the boomers had us.
Yeah.
I guess the beginning.
Yeah, basically, if you're a boomer's kid, you're an X or a millennial. And now, if you are an Xer who has children, those children are Zoomers and whatever the next one is. I think. I don't know how this works. Who makes up this? And the question is now the Zoomers, the Z. Does that mean that was their plan to have the last generation be the Zooms?
Oh wow!
If we go to A to Z?
Boom. You just blew my mind. What comes after Z? But then don't you like you gotta jump back to the vowels for a second? Like revisit
Maybe.
them? Or do you start up on numbers after that? Maybe it'll be the digital age. The either one or the zero. The binary, I don't know how that relates to
So
booming and booming.
we were just informed in the chat that millennials turn 18 at 2000. So that 1982. So yeah, that's the cutoff of the 82. I was an 82 baby.
Right on.
Yeah, I was supposed to graduate in 2000, but they didn't let me. They kicked me out. So
Oh, bastards.
yeah, I was too smart.
You guys were when I was in the first grade, I think maybe I was in the second grade or something, and they were like, you guys, the new guys that came in were gonna be the class of 2000. I don't remember that much for it. They're like at some point in school they were like, you guys are gonna be class of 2000, and it wasn't my class.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the other class. Like
I was a class of 2000. That was supposed to be the year I was supposed to graduate.
you were supposed to be 2000.
Yeah, and I was very excited, and then they took it away from me. I actually wasn't that excited. I actually ended up getting my GED like a week later. I didn't even study. I was like, this is easy retarded. Not boosting, but I'm just saying I was very bored in school, as most of us are.
Were you in school when the Challenger blew up?
Yeah, I believe so. What was that?
I was in the second grade.
89?
89, I think.
Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was in first grade. Kindergarten, maybe?
Yeah, I think you were. Yeah.
I think I vaguely remember seeing it, like on the news or something.
I think every classroom they pushed a TV on wheels. I always wondered why they had so many TVs, but like they never seemed to use them. I wonder if they got like money to have enough TVs to put one in each classroom.
Mm-hmm. The big car they wheeled out.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, I'll be right back.
I guess it's just me. Well, what do I have to offer by myself? I don't want any dead air. How y'all doing out there in the chat? Got any questions? Got any insights? No.
I'm gonna be. I'll put these dogs back up, but I've got to give them something to eat real quick.
No worries.
Be right back.
I'll try to soothe the beast here. Peeps.
Cool. Well, go back in.
1986 through 7. I already dropped out. I hear you. Schools for fools, right? Too cool for the schools. Unless it's Schools Americas, right? And that's really cool because you're like learning how to be a dictator. I think that was a real thing. The School of Americas. I remember reading that and somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty amazing." I want to see the maybe Bill Gates video. Okay, well, let me see if I can find it. Should I search maybe Bill Gates? Well, I think I can get this vaccine Pentagon video. I don't know if that's going to find it. Pentagon briefing code, big vaccine. Oh, that's definitely not it. Let me try one more time, please. Stand by. It looks like it's just going to give me a bunch of like current vaccine Pentagon leaked video, maybe leaked. Religious. Niches? False claim. Video showing. Okay, there we go. Reuters. Oh, so you said Reuters came after you about that?
Yes.
Yeah, because they have in their they did an article about it. That's why they
They
came
were
out.
reading my tweets.
Yep. Like the thing I love about this day and age when someone's like, I want to see sources, but they want you to source things that are obviously propaganda. So it's like, is there a point anymore? I mean, I get it. You want to have sources. So it's not just like,
Yeah, read between the lines. I want to see sources that I agree with, not sources that I don't agree with. That
right.
doesn't count. That's fake news.
Fake news. We were just asked to play that video, drop it like it's hot. Do you want me to play it on my end or what
Can you do it on your end?
I think so. Let's try it out. Host disabled person. Yeah, you says I can't do it because of you.
Oh crap.
How dare you?
Let me try it, I guess.
How dare you?
How dare you? All right, let me cue it up. Get it queued up.
That's right, baby. The storm is coming.
Storm is coming.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming hard. Everywhere. All 50 states are going to be covered in calm.
We're going to get snowed in, just like Snowden said.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to edge it, right? You got to get everyone edged for the finale. Enjoy the show because you're going to be coming. Everyone's going to just be like whacking off right on this Wednesday. That's my prediction.
This Wednesday it'll happen, huh?
This Wednesday, everyone's going to get arrested. I think they're going to put like the Clintons' heads on pikes. I think that was the promise.
Oh, shit. I heard.
I'd be okay with that. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, pikes.
Wait. I can't say that on YouTube anymore. That's inciting violence. Only Trump supporters should be on pikes.
Only Trump supporters.
Yep. They should be on pikes. No one else.
Well, no. They should, unless they get the coronavirus and apologize for their ways.
Yes. We'll give them one out.
That's right. They'll get one out.
One chance.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do this because my audio didn't work for some reason.
Does it have like subtitles?
Maybe I can turn on so that you can do it.
Yeah, if you can just like disable me, you bastard.
Stop the live stream.
We have to stop the live stream?
Oh, I have to click to share sound. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Now we're cooking.
Yeah, now let me cue it up real quick.
So. You mean queuing on it up? Am I right? The storm's coming. Storm is it's here. It's already here. Have you noticed people? The National Guard is surrounding the Capitol because, look, they go in there and they think, "Oh, we're protected. We're safe. We have the National Guard behind us." No. They're all going to get arrested by that National Guard. It was a big trick. It was a big like flip. They flipped it on him. They flipped the script. It's coming. I'm coming because of the storm. Sorry.
Awesome. All right. I think I've got it. I'm going to share screens. It might get weird for a second with my cluttery desktop, but I'm going to take us over to Jonathan Cohn's website where I found this clip. It just popped up in my.
It's like a 54-minute video. So if you have just like a clip, that's even.
This is a 4-minute. It's a 4-minute video.
Perfect.
Please install the Zoom audio. Set your audio sharing. Oh, dang it! I can't do it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if I restart my device here.
Hey, who's this guy? There's a guy going live right now. Who's this guy?
Just try it. Yeah, that's it. It's not.
Well, if you can't get it going, what you could do is put the link in the show notes. But as you can see here, there's a nerdy fellow that's not Bill Gates. Brooders, okay.
There it goes.
So there's a much reduced
All right. Now I'm gonna restart it here.
On the left over here, we have individuals who are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics, and this is the expression of RT-PCR, real-time PCR expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalists, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another.
Can you hear that?
I can hear it. It's a little sputtery on my end.
Let me try this one.
That supports our hypothesis.
That's better.
The development of this approach.
Sure. I should turn it back a little bit here.
Expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalists, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach. What you see
here is by studying this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from going on a bomb, going into a market, blowing up.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against us, we'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide. Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2. Now, this individual down here who had low levels of the VMAT2 gene, this individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual lit up the right middle frontal gyrus, shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious. When they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing something.
Did you suggest that they take a CT scan with me from that evaluating people from the bullet in their head?
So the data that I'm presenting here supports the concept that we're proposing, and I think that we would not propose to do CT scans or fMRIs on individuals out in the hinterlands of Afghanistan. The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person. And we think that will have major effects in the Middle East.
How would you suggest this?
Well, so the present plan in the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses, such as flu or rhinoviruses. And we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses. And we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
So it's fascinating. What's the name of this proposal?
Yeah, so the name of this project is FunVax, which is the vaccine for religious fundamentalism.
You have a proposal already?
The proposal has just been submitted, and I think that the data that I have shown you today would support the development of this project, and we think it has great promise.
Hear that, people? It's fun. It's a fun vax.
So that was from 4/13/05.
A bit a while ago.
Yeah. I'll just play.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. You gotta love History Channel, because there's like no history on there. It's just ancient aliens and whatever.
I know. I haven't seen History Channel in a long time, but excuse me, it used to be my very favorite.
Oh yeah. No, it had its jams. Same thing with the Learning Channel. There's nothing learning going on there anymore. It's just like really terrible reality TV shows about the worst people. Designer babies.
Designer babies. Yeah, and reality TV. All right, I'm going to put up this CRISPR TED Talk.
Okay. Well, if we want to do a little commentary here and there, we can like hit the pause and the goes if we need to.
Yeah, about gene editing. It just ties in and it drives me crazy.
The last worrisome thing is that the technology to do that.
People, sorry about that. I was watching earlier. Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
This is commentary. This is fair use. Fair use.
James managed it finally just a few years ago by adding some genes that make it impossible for the malaria parasite to survive inside the mosquito. But that just created another problem. Now that you've got a malaria-resistant mosquito, how do you get it to replace all the malaria-carrying mosquitoes? There are a couple options, but plan A was basically to breed up a bunch of the new genetically engineered mosquitoes, release them into the wild, and hope that they pass on their genes. The problem was that you'd have to release literally 10 times the number of native mosquitoes for that to work. So in a village with 10,000 mosquitoes, you'd release an extra 100,000. As you might guess, this was not a very popular strategy with the villagers. Then last January, Anthony James got an email from a biologist named Ethan Beer. Beer said that he and his grad student, Valentino Gantz, had stumbled on a tool that could not only guarantee that a particular genetic trait would be inherited, but that would spread incredibly quickly. If they were right, it would basically solve the problem that James had been working on for 20 years. As a test, they engineered 2 mosquitoes to carry the anti-malaria gene and also this new tool, a gene drive, which I'll explain in a minute. Finally, they set it up so that any mosquitoes that inherited the anti-malaria gene wouldn't have the usual white eyes, but would instead have red eyes. That was pretty much just for convenience, so they could tell at a glance which was which.
Sure it was.
So they took the 2 anti-malarial red-eyed mosquitoes, put them in a box with 30 ordinary white-eyed ones.
Is everything okay over there?
In 2 generations, those had produced 3,800 grandchildren. That is not the surprising part. This is the surprising part. Given that you started with just 2 red-eyed mosquitoes and 30 white-eyed ones, you'd expect mostly white-eyed descendants. Instead, when James opened the box, all 3,800 mosquitoes had red eyes. When I asked Ethan Beer about this moment, he became so excited that he was literally shouting into the phone. That's because getting only red-eyed mosquitoes violates a rule that is the absolute cornerstone of biology, Mendelian genetics. I'll keep this quick, but Mendelian genetics says that when a male and female mate, their baby inherits half of its DNA from each parent. So if our original mosquito was AA and our new mosquito was AB, where B is the anti-malaria gene, the baby should come out in 4 permutations: AA, AB, AA, BA.
That's how you
Head with a
cheat
new gene
code
drive.
right there.
What's that?
AABB or AAB, AB, AA. That's how you cheat in it's a cheat code.
Yeah, up, down, left, right.
Yeah, this is nonsense. He was giving us the cheat codes Castlevania.
Cheat codes to life, apparently. Cheat codes to humanity.
I'm kidding. I just want to throw in that. You can keep on going.
They all came out AB. Biologically, that shouldn't even be possible. So what happened? The first thing that happened was the arrival of a gene editing tool known as CRISPR in 2012. Many of you have probably heard about CRISPR, so I'll just say briefly that CRISPR is a tool that allows researchers to edit genes very precisely and easily and quickly. It does this by harnessing a mechanism that already existed in bacteria. Basically, there's a protein that acts like a scissors and cuts the DNA, and there's an RNA molecule that directs the scissors to any point on the genome you want. The result is basically a word processor for genes. You can take an entire gene out, put one in, or even edit just a single letter within a gene. And you can do it in nearly any species. Okay, remember how I said that gene drives originally had 2 problems? The first was that it was hard to engineer a mosquito to be malaria resistant. That's basically gone now thanks to CRISPR. But the other problem was logistical. How do you get your trait to spread? This is where it gets clever. A couple of years ago, a biologist at Harvard named Kevin Esvelt wondered what would happen if you made it so that CRISPR inserted not only your new gene, but also the machinery that does the cutting and pasting. In other words, what if CRISPR also copied and pasted itself? You'd end up with a perpetual motion machine for gene editing. And that's exactly what happens. This CRISPR gene drive that Esvelt created not only guarantees that a trait will get passed on, but if it's used in the germline cells, it will automatically copy and paste your new gene into both chromosomes of every single individual. It's like a global search and replace, or in science terms, it makes a heterozygous trait homozygous. So, what does this mean? For one thing, it means that we have a very powerful, but also somewhat alarming new tool.
Oh, you really think?
Now, the fact that gene drives didn't work very well was actually kind of a relief. Normally, when we mess around with an organism's genes, we make that thing less evolutionarily fit. So biologists can make all the mutant fruit flies they want without worrying about it. If some escape, natural selection just takes care of them.
It sure does.
What's remarkable and powerful and frightening about gene drives is that that will no longer be true. Assuming that your trait does not have a big evolutionary handicap, like a mosquito that can't fly, the CRISPR-based gene drive will spread the change relentlessly until it's in every single individual in the population. Now, it isn't easy to make a gene drive that works that well, but James and Esvelt think that we can. The good news is that this opens the door to some remarkable things. If you put an anti-malarial gene drive in just 1% of Anopheles mosquitoes, the species that transmits malaria, researchers estimate that it would spread to the entire population in a year. So in a year, you could virtually eliminate malaria. In practice, we're still a few years out from being able to do that, but still, 1,000 children a day die of malaria. In a year, that number could be almost 0. The same goes for dengue fever, chikungunya, yellow fever. And it gets better. Say you want to get rid of an invasive species, like get Asian carp out of the Great Lakes. All you have to do is release a gene drive that makes the fish produce only male offspring. In a few generations, there'll be no females left, no more carp. In theory, this means we could restore hundreds of native species that have been pushed to the brink. Okay, that's the good news. This is the bad news. Gene drives are so effective that even an accidental release could change an entire species, and often very quickly. Anthony James took good precautions. He bred his mosquitoes in a biocontainment lab, and he also used a species that's not native to the US, so that even if some did escape, they'd just die off. There'd be nothing for them to mate with. But it's also true that if a dozen Asian carp with the all-male gene drive accidentally got carried from the Great Lakes back to Asia, they could potentially wipe out the native Asian carp population. And that's not so unlikely, given how connected our world is. In fact, it's why we have an invasive species problem. And that's fish. Things like mosquitoes and fruit flies, there's literally no way to contain them. They cross borders and oceans all the time. Okay, the other piece of bad news is that a gene drive might not stay confined to what we call the target species. That's because of gene flow, which is basically a fancy way of saying that neighboring species sometimes interbreed. If that happens, it's possible a gene drive could cross over, like Asian carp could infect some other kind of carp. That's not so bad if your drive just promotes a trait, like eye color. In fact, there's a decent chance that we'll see a wave of very weird fruit flies in the near future. But it could be a disaster if your drive is designed to eliminate the species entirely. The last worrisome thing is that the technology to do this, to genetically engineer an organism and include a gene drive, is something that basically any lab in the world can do. An undergraduate can do it. A talented high schooler with some equipment can do it.
Okay.
You know what? Another thing a talented high schooler with some equipment can do. Found Microsoft. Found it. Built it in his garage, right?
Yeah, that's the story. It's always the story. Nice narrative. She has dead eyes. Can I say that? She looks.
Now I'm guessing that this sound.
She has a bit of the Zucker look. You know what I mean? Look at those things. Can you zoom in on those? Zoom in on those eyes. Terrifying. She's a demon. She's a host for a demon. That's my scientific theory.
Absolutely.
These are terrifying things to try to. I mean, I get it. It's grooming. Also, sometimes this is just nonsense. But like I said, I think these things are much closer to actual science opposed to the robot takeover. I think that's BS. Because I don't think you can generate consciousness with just computer chips and shit. Not possible. But this is pretty bad.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if it would be possible to generate sentience, but it's. I mean, you could get essentially a super duper complicated Pavlovian response sort of thing, where, like, you know, after a while it just learns. Like, that's all those all those AIs do, is they just read a whole bunch of conversations and then sort of like average them out to figure out what they're going to answer, you know?
It's algorithmic intelligence. Yeah. It's not artificial.
Like the computer, the rap, somebody built an AI and they fed it like all these rap songs, like it's 30,000 rap songs. And he's like, okay, now write your own rap song. And it was like pretty much bitch and N-words.
I was going to say, was it just said the N-word like 40,000 times?
Yeah, exactly. So
like that's all it is.
Yeah. So, but I don't, that doesn't mean that they're not creating these robot bodies in the hopes that the AI will become sentient enough to run them, or in the hopes that demons will pop in and run those computer bodies.
Well, I think they want to make flesh bots, so human vessels that are lacking the ability to run itself. I think that's the real science they're going for. I think all this robot stuff was just cover for what they really want to do. Is in the meat world, the flesh interface.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's all that push to get moved into the machine too. Like Ready Player One, the very end, the character disappears into a little room in the attic of his own brain, sort of, with a Saturn. It's a Saturn wall because there's a giant painting of Saturn on the wall, and he like grabs his 10-year-old self and goes to disappear. The Magus from that, you know, the creator of the world there, and
nothing pedophilic about that.
Nothing pedophilic about that. He's like, these are my best memories.
Here's the thing about Spielberg. almost all his movies are about older men going on adventures with children. No one finds that weird. Doc
I thought it
Brown.
was so weird when I was a kid, but then like when I got older, I was like, oh no, of course he's got short round. You know, his little
Of course,
buddy. Like,
they're just buddies. They just hang out.
you know, he probably won him in a gambling match. Like, and then now he kind of takes care of him. You know, like he's like kind of like a goofy dad. You know,
It's innocent.
it's totally innocent, totally innocent.
Jaws isn't about being a monster lurking under the just peripheral hunting for children. No.
Yeah, no, that's totally innocent.
You know, like that's like his subconscious desires that are monstrous and unseen until they pop up and they grab children. You know.
Yeah,
No,
and Amblin Entertainment.
Yeah.
His company. It's not an anagram for Nambla.
No, you're reading into this too much.
It's obviously an Amblin, not an Ambla. Just an Amblin. You know,
Yeah.
we're just ambling around, ambling along, right?
Right.
With a monster and its bicycle.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Sure.
E.T.'s finger is definitely not a penis.
It's definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely not a penis. You know, it looks like one. It's not. It's a finger.
You want to phone home?
The phone home is definitely not referring to when a captured child and the captor is taunting him that he's going to phone his parents, and that doesn't happen.
No.
Okay, I got really off track here, but
Oh my gosh! Have you seen that Toy Story 4?
no, I don't think I've seen anything past 2. Yeah, I think it was.
It just goes off the deep end, and it's like super like child trafficking. Like they're like there's like lost children, and
That sounds dark, man.
it's dark. I saw it with my little girl. She wanted to see it, and
Oh my god.
the whole time in the theater, I'm like, oh, but like it's just veiled in the you know in the Toy Story. But symbolically, if you know that stuff, it's like, you know, like it always kind of creeped me out when I was a kid, and they put like almost a sex joke into like a cartoon, and I'd be like, why do they put these in here? And my mom would be like, oh, well, it's just for those, you know, like us parents that get stuck watching a movie. Like at least they put something in there for us that the kids won't understand. But like that's just retarded, man.
I wish
I
I
don't buy that.
I wish I could screen share with you because I wanted to, because I had a similar situation. No, it's not similar. So like it was like last year. I had my niece and nephew in town with my sister came in, and they're like, oh, they love Mario Brothers, right? And I was like trying to find something on Netflix, and I was like, oh, look, they have the original Mario Brothers cartoon. And he's like, yeah, I love that. And I was like, oh yeah, I watched it as a kid, and I put on the first episode, and there's fucking cum and like fucking like blowjob jokes like right in the first 4 minutes, and I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and it's like I wish I could show you. I mean, not that sounds wrong. I don't wish to show you, but I could if I could show you. You can go look it up. But like, it's like this girl, and like Mario's like, it's like, hey, look at this pipe, you know, and it's obviously pipe can be in the window, and she gets blown in the face with like all this like dirty water, and there's like laughing, and I'm like that's maybe I'm the sick one, but to me it looked like and you know, I think this happened a lot more frequently when we were younger. I mean, like if you look at like for instance, was one of the first Shirley Temple movies. It's a pedophile movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know which one. I know we got like derailed. We were talking about like gene editing. We moved to like this like dark subject. We can drop it. Just
Yeah.
it's just you know, like for instance, look at Tom Hanks. He's like, I can't figure out if Tom Hanks was part of a psyop or what, because that whole thing started where it was like chick was accusing him on Twitter that he was a monster, and then like the weird photographs. But like he does this movie that just came out where he's like saving a girl from like being sex trafficked, and then
What movie was that?
it just came out. It's like it's a cowboy movie. but he's like the good guy, and he's like trying to save this girl's. Like these dudes are trying to rape, basically. it's
Remember that one where he's like a man. Oh, he's a little boy trapped in a man's body.
Yeah, Big. Yeah. There's some stuff in there that's kind of like I used to love Big. I watched that movie a lot when I was a kid. But like,
Good movie.
Like essentially the woman's doing it with a 12-year-old boy or 11 or whatever. Like I think this is very common. And like we have eyes to see now a little bit better. The veils are falling off. I hope it feels that way.
Yeah,
I'm very.
Yeah, so much weird stuff. Like I was never really a big fan. I just never watched the that one the Princess Bride. Just like some kids like watch, the Dark Crystal. Some kids watch the Princess Bride. For some reason, I didn't watch it when I was a kid. Shoot, sorry.
You have a very pretty dog, by the way.
Oh, thank you. This is Winston.
Oh, you serious? My dog's name is Winston.
Really? That's awesome.
I had no idea. Wow. We have some weird synchronicities, you and I, sir.
Very weird.
Very weird.
What kind of dog do you have?
He's a Shih Tzu.
Oh, right on.
He's a shit. Basically, he thinks he's the cat's meow. He's very bossy.
So is this guy.
He's tough. He's tough as nails. I'll say that. I saw him get hit by a car. His bone shoot out of his leg, and he didn't even whimper. It was very crazy.
They're fighting dogs. They're bred to be fighting dogs. They have really like Neanderthal bones. They're like all short and like
right. Yeah, if there's 100 of them, you're fucked. They'll eat you.
Oh man, I bet.
I mean, they walk the palace like in tons of them, and they're very loud, and that's one of the reasons why they're bred to be that way too. And their mouths are like surprising. They look small because like the mustache and everything, but when they open it, it's like a Muppet,
alligator mouth.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I didn't mean to sidetrack, but so the gene entering lady, the Borg lady. So at the end, what was her gist? That because like she was basically saying, "Oh, we have all these great things," which I don't see anything great about any of that. I don't think you should play God at all.
What's that?
I don't think you should play God at all. Like you were like, "Oh, we can just," because like anytime they try to do shit like this, and it always starts with insects. They always like, "Oh, we can just put this one species to go wipe out this other species," and then you have a problem with both, essentially. We have a species, just like when they try to like introduce like a problem, reaction, solution. So CRISPR, I see as being it's like an atomic bomb of problems.
Definitely an atomic bomb of problems, because it seems like anybody can do it, and me, if I can do it, I'm gonna try it. Like. And there's a lot of other people that are smarter than me and have lab equipment. I think, I mean, I'm not gonna make a CRISPR thing, but like if I was into it, I totally would, because I would be like, I could probably make sure none of those mosquitoes got out. But let's see if we can isolate the gene for like giantism or
right. Well, there's those
like some big spiders.
Well, there's the idea that you could be like, I'm trying to, actually like solving problems, right? But so say you wipe out those mosquitoes, well, that's part of some, like a frog's food source, and then they die in turn because they didn't get, like stuff like that can happen, or these things mutate after like 150 generations, something they didn't see coming, and they are unkillable, and they actually give you super AIDS. I don't, it's just these things that you shouldn't play with, because like those things are written in a dimension that we're not privy to. Like we create here, but we're not the ones that should be creating creatures. That's above our pay grade. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And maybe like they did that in the past. It's like Dr. Joseph Farrell has like had that idea about the chimera creatures were real at one point.
I think so. I totally think so. You know, in the Bible, it's like in the days of Noah, there were beasts on the earth, you know, and abominations and stuff. Like if you create a bunch of chimeras, there's like gangs of dudes running around that have horse legs and like upper bodies of men
And
like
giant horse penises. I know this.
giant horse penises, like we're done. Especially
am I right, ladies? Am I right? If there was centaur men's with giant penises, you would be all over them. And us dudes here with normal penises wouldn't do very well. Okay, I'm here.
honey, we got a question, honey. What about if centaur dudes with huge centaur penises were here?
Now, it's just like it just gets crazy. We are in a Lynchian nightmare or dream. I want to say it's a nightmare. It just gets wackier. Just none of this stuff's gonna work out. I kind of think there is like unseen powers. You can put whatever thing you want to put on that. Maybe they're like the Secret Chiefs Brigade.
You mean like human entities that are pulling strings?
Maybe. I just think there's the natural order things in our world, and then there's the computational spirit world. And you fuck with that too much, then they come in. I think. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea to play with any of these things. We shouldn't use CRISPR. I mean, they always say like these things are gonna like help people. They're like, oh, because that's always the sell. We can do this and this, but it's always weapons applications.
Exactly.
That's where the money is. That's where they talk to like the Pentagon, like that video you showed, and they go, hey, by the way, we can like this like fuck people up. Like, yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's put them in CAT scans and blow their brains out. That was literally like a top. But if that video is real, that's like a top guy general's like thought process, and that's terrifying. You know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, but it sounded like such a perfect thing for him to say. You know, I would think that it could have been totally scripted just to strike fear into our hearts and have us work up ourselves and a bunch of other people in a targeted group right now during this moment, you know, so that we do march, protest, and
yeah. Yeah, that was actually kind of reminding me when you said that. Gordon White brought this up. He said, "What if the crisis actually is how we're I want to say this right, how we're reacting to the crisis, where that's making the crisis, or just the idea that we're accelerating to bad places because we try to fix everything, and that makes it worse." So
yeah, well, it's like it's either there's layer upon layer upon layer of people running the show. It's just that they don't know. They think they're the top layer, and then there's somebody else pulling strings above them, and that's the wild card that you don't know about. And they think they're the top, but there's somebody else above them pulling their strings, or there's a bunch of several different groups at the top that are just kind of in a fight for control of everything. Or yeah, it's like we're just idiots overcorrecting, you know, like it's not a scripted story that they wrote 100 years ago. It's like a story that's being written in real time by some intelligent dolphins that can type and some monkeys, and they're all compartmentalized in their own little rooms, so they can't talk to each other and
that's a social distance. We know this.
Make a plan, but they're still like typing out line by line the script. Crazy shit.
The dog knows he's ratting you out.
Wait.
Shouldn't have said that in front of the dog. He works for the puppy CIA.
I know. I think a dog is CIA. I saw him the other day talking to a bird.
Oh, birds aren't real. We know this. So that was his carrier pigeon. You're walking dead, man.
Carrier pigeon or scarier pigeon? It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's all terrifying, man. I get it.
So I had a fence breakdown last week, and Big Dog kept getting out, so I got to keep him right now in the house. So I fixed the fence.
I've had this happen. I know exactly where you're at.
And the old dog had a tumor. He just got that removed. Well, he didn't. I had it removed from they cut it off of his side, and he's got like this. He's got some stitches, and they gave me one of those like hood, those neck things for him to wear. I don't like wearing a mask, but like if I absolutely have to be somewhere, like I won't go if they make me wear a mask, but if I absolutely have to be somewhere, I'll wear one of those face shields. So I'm in the veterinarian, and they bring him out, and they're like, now he looks just like you, because he's like wearing this clear like cone face shield thing. And I'm like,
and I would respond like, oh yeah, because that's what they think of us. We're dogs. Get
exactly. Exactly. It's a muzzle.
Yeah, I'm like, you see it yet? You think it's funny? And you pull a little pistol.
You're not allowed to.
You think this is funny?
Don't ask anymore.
Well, you know what's weird? I think the mask for me personally brings out my like shadow too much. Like I find I'm revealing something. So I don't like wearing it either. I don't even go anywhere. I have to go to the grocery store, so I have to wear it there, right? I find myself muttering myself like an evil voice because no one can see my face, right? They don't.
Yeah.
I just
invisible.
Yeah, so I just say dark, weird, evil shit, and I kind of like it now. So I'm not liking that. I'm a little frightened of that. So I thought maybe I should get. I was actually looking the other day for Bane masks, so I can. I thought I'd just take it up a notch, and then like I wanted to have the little voice box so I could just actually do the Bane to everyone, because they can't like say that's not. I'm like, this is a mask. I am your mask. You asked for a mask, I wear one. If I take off this mask, I will die. Do that whole thing. I think that's one thing that we could do to help through this bullshit is get like a little weird and data. Just like if you have to comply, just be silly. Be so silly it doesn't make any sense.
Like a full-on astronaut suit.
Totally.
Every single time. That would be awesome.
Yeah, just get fucking weird. I mean, like break, because like it starts putting like gears in or wrenches in the gears. Like it starts breaking the programming down, and people start seeing more weirdness. So, like, don't get the weird from them, because that's not what I'm talking about.
We should make something like a giant, like I saw these at a fair. They had like these big clear hamster wheel type balls, and they blow them up with air, and you swim around in a swimming pool.
Yeah. See, like, and do this with other people. So if I was in your town, we would go to the grocery store in those things and just go, oh, like not go for shit.
Yeah.
If you just, and we'll make sure someone's filming it, of course. You got to have evidence of your silly shenanigans. And then we just say that we're part of like a prank show or something before the cops came, and we just bounce. I mean, just do shit like that. Like I love the spirit. People have these like flash mobs where they go and they go, stop wearing a mask. It's not working. Don't do that. It just makes people just get more into the masks because then they think you're crazy. This is where I'm at right now. It's like nothing's working to break people's like attention from like actual reality. So if you get weird and silly, that actually breaks it because you're not actually like going, hey, don't wear the mask, it's not working. You're goofy, and then they make them laugh, and that breaks the spell because like
that's why satire is such an effective change engine, because like you're not saying you need to change, this is wrong, you're an idiot, you need to wake up, you need to take the pill, I'm going to force you to do it. It's like saying, in a lighthearted way, I'm not going to make you feel dumb, but I'm going to make it sound silly because we're going to look at the things that we're doing in a new way.
Exactly. If I had a tip or two,
Thank you.
yeah, no, this is the way we're going to navigate through this bullshit. Okay, we have to get weird, like way weird, like so weird. Because what would the controllers or whatever? They won't be able to like throw that in their algorithms to figure that out. If everyone's just being fucking silly, nonsensical. I think that's why the Dada movement was born, because it was like during kind of like dark transitional periods. Artists gotta think differently now. The game's different.
Kanye.
Right.
Kanye's a true wild card, and I think
Exactly.
I think he's dangerous. He's a dangerous mind, even though he's totally, mental health. He's got his own issues, which, they make us all seem like we have issues. They probably give us all issues. Alex Jones and Joe Rogan talking about how conspiracy theorists have schizophrenia. All that stuff.
You know what? We gotta lean in then. If they think we have schizophrenia, then we have schizophrenia. Not dangerous. But it's the fact that there's not enough laughter and silliness, that's why this shit's working. Because when people are laughing, they don't buy it.
Yeah. What if schizophrenia is the reality, but most of us are just too tone deaf to hear the real voices of the demonic entities that are around.
Right. Well, there's that saying with the shaman can swim in the waters of madness, where the schizophrenic just drowns in it. And I think that's true. So the same thing would be with artists. Artists are kind of like daywalkers. They walk in schizophrenia a bit, because it's not bad. It's just like if it's not managed, you're like blah blah blah. In normal mundane world, people think it's scary. So like this, so that's where the balance is. You don't do it where you are scaring people and they call the cops. You do it in a fun way that's silly and non-aggressive. Then that's more likely to do some. I don't know. I know. I'm trying to throw out solutions out there for people.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I wish I was around more people that would want to do this shit, because I think it would be really funny if we got 14 people or so, or 33 people. Be perfect. Get 33 people to go into Walmart or whatever wearing the Bane get-ups, and we all it's like, this milk is $3.58. It's just like, I had this cheese brand is very good. Just regular mundane Bane and out. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're like, sir, you can't wear that mask. Like, but I can wear the mask. I don't know.
I have a monocle and be like, you cannot question me. I'm an elite.
Yeah. Like, if we dressed up like elites in those big bubbles, that'd be another good one too.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, the caviars. It's just, this would be, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I see all these videos, and like their intentions are good, but they're not getting through to people. You can't give anyone facts. That doesn't work anymore.
That's right.
Black pill people, red pill, blue pill. What? You can't give them pills.
No, you have to want to take a pill.
Yeah. If you're giving them ecstasy, they'll probably take it. But I don't know that guy anymore. I'm a dad now.
Yeah.
I'm not ecstasy cool anymore, unfortunately. If we give everyone ecstasy or like some sort of psychedelic, be like, hey man, you're being programmed. No. Because the thing's working too well. Maybe in people's like internals, they go, this is fucking nonsense, but I'm not going to cause it stir. But I think if we get people laughing, I don't know. What do you think, chat? Is this a good idea? Would you all try to do this? Should we make like little cells, not terrorist cells, but silly cells, and all places around the world that we can get weird? I don't know. Anyways, I can't believe we got abandoned by everyone. No Snake.
I know.
No David. Jerky Fresh. Yeah.
Turkeys, I expected out of a wild card, but
Yeah. I think he said his son was getting him grief, which I can understand. My son has been terribly violent the last couple days. He's only 2. It's kind of scary. He didn't mean it.
my children are not with me all the time, but this dog is a year old and
He's a baby.
70 pounds. It's kind of a
He's your fur baby.
come here. He's just a sweetheart, but I didn't take him for a long enough walk today. He was come on. He's got a banana peel. He likes eat it, I guess. Leave me alone. Come here.
But yeah. Well, I probably need to wrap it up soonish and relieve the old lady from her duties. She's probably wondering.
Well, it's probably a good time to do it.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the boys are back in town. It's just us boys.
Yeah, I think it just wasn't in the stars.
We were in the stars. We were aligned. I think we crushed it, dude. I think
Yeah,
we did pretty. High five.
five Bill Gates. Five.
Yeah, no, I think we did good. I think we can sell the ship. I think also we can fire everyone else. I'm just saying, hostile takeover.
You guys are laid off for a week.
Yeah, they're out, all gone. But this is how it's done now. They've been what's the word I'm looking for? Canceled. We're cancel culture. They're canceled.
They've been canceled.
I mean, you have David's password now. You don't need him.
We don't need you anymore, David. We have your password. Oh,
Oh
scared
shit!
the dog.
You're supposed to keep on laughing because I was gonna play the evil music. Wow. Damn it! Okay, that's fun. It's good times.
It is good times. Like, hey, come on.
The dog does not like maniacal laughter. What's to
No,
say?
it doesn't.
So I was bred to hate maniacal laughter and bark at it.
And he likes to eat rodents.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
He actually eats them, or he does.
No, he just kills them.
Okay. Well, he might have been bred for that too.
Mice and possums.
Yeah. No, that's not necessarily bad. Like I had a cat. He passed away, but he would just like to play with mice in the house. You bring him in, let him loose. Had to replace my stove twice because they ended up living in there. So once they're peeing and pooping in there, right when you turn it on, it smells like rodent piss. That's not fun. Who wants to cook with that?
Yeah, I hate mice. Like,
Yeah.
They found a hole, or they made a hole like on the side of the house, and I started seeing mouse poop, and then I saw a mouse. We saw a mouse, and then
Oh, yeah. Once you have one, they're like, okay. CRISPR. We just use it to get rid of the mice. That's it. Then we stop.
that's a great idea.
No more.
Then those powerful mousetrap lobbies come in, and they're like breeding their own special mice, I guess.
Yeah. We made super mice.
Robot mice.
Just over the weekend we made super mice, and they're also will eat faces for some reason. Didn't see that coming.
Well, it's because they're addicted to bath salts.
Right. Is CRISPR gonna make zombies? Is this what this is all about? I'm curious. Are we gonna because like you've probably seen those Twitcher videos where people are like just like, I don't know if they're real, but there's like a few of them where the people are just like twitching around everywhere. That I'm not making fun of people at Twitch. I'm just
No, I didn't know. Is it like must like nerve?
it looks like they're tackling their nervous systems. If it's real, again, we don't know what's going on right now.
I've heard this stuff. I've heard similar stuff, but it's all hearsay, sort of, you know.
Right. So I don't know.
Like an uncle friend.
There's something nefarious at play. It feels like it.
I know a nurse that took the coronavirus vaccine, and he is totally fine.
Was it the MNRA, whatever one? Was it the gene? He took that one?
I don't know which one it was he took specifically. He didn't know. I was like, there's you know, different ones. He didn't. He just like is a nurse, and they said, got vaccines if you guys want to take them, or you know, here's your vaccine. And he said, okay, yeah, I'll take it for sure. So
Wow.
I was like, well, I'm glad that you're not. You know, did you have any?
Yeah. Well, if he starts twitching too, dude, keep an eye on him, and I'd probably stay away from him because he.
Could that twitching happen later?
I think in the video that the one I saw, she said it started happening to her like 48 hours or something. It took a little while. First, it started her tongue was like convulsing, and then her whole body.
Some people maybe it just doesn't work for. Like,
well, she took the one that has the gene editing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, which one is it?
Can you tell which one that is, or?
I think the gene editing one is the Moderna one, or Pfizer might do it too.
Are they all American that do the gene editing? I know there's like one in China.
There's one in China. There's two. There's one's like Sinovac, and then Sino something else. I don't know why it's always starting with sin. I find that weird. I'm like, why the sin?
And freeze is the interesting name. Oh, it's just the enzyme that glows. So
no.
we're gonna have a hell of a fucking blacklight party.
Yeah. That's a whole other conversation. People like Prometheus, Lucifer, Mithra, whatever. You know, I get it. You want to transcend and be God. I get that.
Yeah, you want to steal his fire.
It's not a good idea. Just live your short little human life and experience and live it good.
Because once you steal God's fire, Amazon comes out with a new fire, and because it's obsolete like a year later, so you're gonna have to steal God's fire again. It's Kindle Fire, I mean, you know.
Yep. Yep. They're all weird Satanists.
Yeah, except for Apple, because that doesn't have anything to do with original sin.
No,
it just has to do with like a poisoned apple that
tree of knowledge. Just why can't we have the knowledge?
Well, supposedly it's a computer scientist, famous computer scientist who he killed himself, and he used that poisoned apple next to his bed. He was a code breaker.
Wait, is that a real story?
It's a real story, and supposedly that's why they used the apple for Apple. I forgot his name.
That's pretty dark.
It is dark. He's a famous like code breaker for like World War II, I think. I want to say involved with the ENIAC, but I could be wrong.
Is that why the Snow White story originated from? Is that where they got that idea too?
I don't know. Did you hear that? Or is the Snow White story related to?
Well, I mean, it's a fable, so it's old, but I don't know about the poison apple.
Oh yeah, the poison apple. Yeah, I think that could be a reference to original sin in the Snow White table or story. I think the Snow White story is also, I've heard that it's about like the planets, the 7 planets.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an alchemical story because it also, each planet has its own day of the week and its, its own
personality,
metal personality, its own color. Everything's got multiple meanings.
Yep. Hidden right in plain sight. Walt Disney, you fucking Satanist.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. He was a Freemason, but I don't know they're Satanists. I think they can be if they want.
Freemasons?
Yeah. I mean, like, I know that Albert Pike stuff is like,
They say that it's Lucifer in a lot of Freemasonic stuff, but like, a lot of
well, that's because of the Albert Pike Morals and Dogma, which I've read some of it, and I didn't get that impression so much as that they were like, no, it's Venus.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's what I mean. And those things being analogous, sort of, meaning the same thing in a lot of ways. It's hard to separate them, but also it could be said that it's not, not the same Lucifer as the morning star or Venus.
I think they there's at least one reference. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this. That in the Bible that Jesus is referred to as Lucifer at one point. So I don't know.
I remember that somewhere.
I wish I could look it up, but I'm not going to. So it's either information or disinformation. But wild times, man.
Wild times.
It'll get better though. I mean, it's gonna be shitty for a little while. Don't get me wrong.
Shitty.
Oh, I guess it's your perception what is shitty and good. I think it's gonna be good because I think the shitty stuff that's been lies is gonna start breaking apart, and it's gonna be bad for people because they invested into nonsense. So,
well, yeah, I guess in a couple of generations we won't have to worry about whether or not we wear masks, because will it be the coronavirus will be cured, or
it's zombie apocalypse. I mean,
everyone will be dead. Zombie apocalypse, yeah.
Stack up on them bullets, son.
Yeah.
And a good melee weapon too. You don't want to be loud all the time.
That's true. It would bring a lot of zombies here.
I mean, just throwing it out there.
Ideally, I think you'd want a samurai sword, as they say.
Yes.
Or a bow and arrow with strings on it, like with so it would have so you could retrieve it, chop their heads.
Yep. Yeah. I want like a double axe or something.
Double axe would be cool, so that you could stab yourself in the back right before you crush their head.
I had one on each end, so you can like if you have to throw it, it's gonna hit.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too.
Or you can do like a thing where you'll
I want that thing from the Romulan guy, Worf.
Exactly. It's something like that. That works. Wow.
Yeah, I'm putting that on my wish list this year.
Yep.
Maybe. Oh, I forgot my horns. Maybe that's what's wrong. Missing element.
Dude, ties the room so well. Why wasn't it out there before?
Oh, it fell off, and then the dog spotted it, and I didn't want to put it up there because I knew that he was gonna yank it off and chew on it. Because he was like, what is that? And I'm like, you're not touching this. And he's like, we'll put it back then, and then go upstairs. I'm like, oh no, I'm onto your tricks.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did everyone have fun in the chat? I don't know, it's kind of caught in the silent. You chattered?
I had fun. I think we did get shadow banned though.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like I know I've noticed it on my engagement's gone down quite a lot on especially Twitter.
Mine too. I wonder if everybody got their accounts dinged.
Yeah, I mean there was that leaked video of Jack Dorsey or whatever, basically saying that he was going to implement larger measures. I mean, we know it's coming. I mean, dude, they sold out the country. There's no come on. if people actually think like that didn't happen, they're not paying attention. It's fine. Live in your fantasy land as long as you can. I wish I could. Oh, maybe the storm's coming. We will see. And maybe if it doesn't happen on Wednesday, they'll be, well, dude, wait 3 more days. That's when it's happening. And if it doesn't happen, then it's definitely next year. Just move those goalposts.
Well, you know what? People are getting holed up, all the rich folks, and just click below to find out why.
Yep. Well, I'm not trying to be a doomer here. Just don't put other people's don't take the reins out of your own hands. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just don't wait for things to happen.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, keep your eyes open, and I guess it's hard. It's hard to see the bigger picture when you're up really close.
Mm-hmm.
Careful trying to insert yourself in the middle of a big battle because. Yeah,
don't join any battles. Like the FBI right now is trying to get people to go with guns to the Capitol so they can basically ban guns. That's their whole. FBI is constantly. I know you're watching FBI. I love your work.
Hey guys, hey Frank. Hey Sam.
You ain't gonna dupe us into going to any fucking thing with a gun. No. And if you do that, any person out there, you're a retard. It's a honey trap.
Yeah, do you remember when there was it was like last year or something? There was like a hurricane that went through, and it was the Commonwealth, the Puerto Rico, one of the Commonwealths of the United States. Anyway, their answer to FEMA, whatever country it was, they were going through knocking on doors and asking people if they had any weapons to give them up, and they were like, people did, but there was no it wasn't a law, and it wasn't it was just you were urged to do so, and I think it was just a test to see how it would play out in the United States. So, I mean, you only get one chance to do that kind of a test.
Yeah, and that's why they're getting away with everything right now, because it's mandates. They're not laws.
I'm thinking they probably have the technology where they could fly over your house and tell if you have huge chunks of metal.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they can tell. Yeah, they can look at. That's why one of the reasons why they started making those shows where they do remodels, where they show open floor spaces, because they're much easier to spy on people.
Yeah, especially with the Wi-Fi signals.
Mm-hmm.
Like in that Batman movie where he steals all their cell phone.
Batman's the bad guy in all the Knowles movies.
Yeah, but then he gives it back. He has
He's the weapons industrial complex. Batman is.
Yeah, that's why politicians love him so much.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother episode, but yeah, Batman's not the good guy now. Joker is. He's the good guy.
Joker's a good guy.
He is.
Joker doesn't have a young ward that he dresses up in short shorts and brings along.
Nope.
It's just wrong. Batman. Orders.
Yeah.
Keep your life.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that next Batman's good. I have high hopes. Hollywood's getting real shitty.
Yeah. I'd like to see a real superhero would be awesome.
Like in real life?
Like in real life. Yeah. I don't know if it would ever happen though. I mean, not like somebody that has superpowers per se, but somebody that was trying to do actual good deeds. But
yeah, like a billionaire who's maybe orange that actually is going to bring a storm. That'd be a pretty cool superhero.
I was hoping.
Certain letter on it.
Everybody's hopeful.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have hope. Never have someone kill your hope. I'm not trying to kill hope. You have to discern it too, so that you don't ruin your life and other people's lives. But don't have faith in just man. Man's not good enough. That's why you try to attain higher, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we're more likely to see real life super villains than heroes. But doesn't mean you can't be a hero in real life every day.
Yeah. Just every invention could be used as a weapon.
Mhm.
So just don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't use TVs as a weapon. Propagandize your people.
Yeah. It's super simple, It's a
Yeah.
lot simpler than people. It's
Don't
again,
think about
that's it. That's that whole thing we were talking about, like the apple. You eat the tree of knowledge, but if you have no wisdom, then it's not going to do any good.
Yeah, you can have all the knowledge of all things, but without wisdom, you're
Like
going to be making CRISPR diseases.
yeah, these things are the black mirrors of knowledge. You can get anything go on in there, but it's definitely not making you have wisdom usually.
Yeah. They took wisdom out of Siri a long time ago. Hey Siri, where do I hide the bodies? She's like, oh, you're looking for a swamp or a foundry.
Yeah.
Like, is your roommate still bothering you? Oh no, Siri. Steve went to his aunt's house in Europe.
Yeah, we're not plotting murders here. YouTube, relax.
Yeah, but then they always catch the guy because his cell phone data gave back his location tracking the whole time.
Yeah, which you've noticed that was happening real quick with all those Trumpers and whatnot that went to the Capitol, but didn't happen with the other riots.
No, that's
it's like, okay.
It's a weird thing, man. I was at Chop or Chaz,
yeah,
what it's called, and I've got a bunch of video footage because I followed this whole group of. They're like, we're gonna march. I just kind of like followed along as they went all through town and rattled the doors of all the police precincts that they hadn't yet taken over or whatever. That I mean, it wasn't really a takeover. It was just like a board up and abandoned because all the buildings were still. When I got there, they were boarded up. Like somebody had gone in and shut them all up. I don't know if people stole all the guns out of the place or if they just took all the guns out when they left. It wasn't really clear. But yeah, why wouldn't they care about that? There were businesses that were all boarded up, people losing their. I guess it doesn't matter because if everybody's going to be forced to close their business because of coronavirus, then who cares if you're forced to close your business because
warlords?
Yeah, because a bunch of homeless kids take over a block.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it was an experiment. Who knows? It's like.
Well, yeah, and like in Portland, there's like this homeless camp, but it's near the airport. It's not like close to downtown Portland. So like a lot of people are allowed to live there, but you really got to work to get downtown. You got to like take a, walk down a long ways to like catch either a bus or the train, the MAX train, and so it's some work to get down there. And what it looked like to me was there were like parking lots that, like there's a bunch of pay to park lots in Portland where they just never developed a building there. And there's like a lot and you can pay, whatever, $10 an hour or whatever it is. And like these whole lots were like fenced off and protesters were allowed to like camp out and live there so that they had like a base of operations, I'm thinking, that was right downtown. Because like there's no other reason why they would be allowed to stay on this private property. Like it doesn't make sense. Like,
well, I think a lot of it is just because the new investors of the new Terms of Service America, they want to drop property prices. They want people out so they can buy pennies on the dollar because it's too high in like the cities like New York or San Francisco or even there. You're not going to pay those prices if you want to retrofit those whole fucking cities. So you just demolish them, like not completely. It's like a soft demolish, and then you build them into your Amazon town, and you have a Bezos mayor run the whole show, and it's like the new prison complex. But like, that's why they want to get rid of the cops. I think too, for a few reasons. They can't pay them. There's no pensions. I think that will be revelation at some point. But you just have the apps and everything that does the policing. You have the citizens do the policing, and you like if you have the geofencing, so it's like you can't leave your apartment for 3 weeks because you have corona, whatever it be. Like they'll be able to like correct people's behaviors. So that's their hopes. They'll be able to correct people's behaviors with the apps and the social shaming and all that, which probably, it seems to work okay in China, but I think they have something brewing there underneath the surface. Like I don't think China has that much longer than we do with like their oppression personally. We don't get to see what's going on there, but I'm sure their people aren't happy. They can't be. That's the thing. It's the human spirit. You can't fucking extinguish it or turn into a bot. And that's where these guys always fail. They always fail because they think, oh, wait, because I think maybe they're autistic or something. No offense to people who are autistic, but I'm just saying like there's something there where they don't have the empathy enough and they don't understand like bleep blop. Do you mind if I, bleep blop you? And you're like, I'm a person. I don't need to be bleep blopped. And they're like, well, just bleep blop on Zoom and see your family that way. Like, they're like, I want to actually touch and hug people. Like, that's
Same
over.
thing. Does not compute.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like,
Family, be with family, equal family parts.
looks like David just showed up in the chat. What's up, David?
David,
Can't get his board to work.
you want to jump on your telephony?
Well, I gotta jump off. If you can get him to jump on, then you guys can.
Can you jump on with your phone?
Can't get his board to work. What the hell? Did he get sabotaged, man?
Right.
First it was camera, now it's the board.
It could be, man. My shit's gone wonky because since I started hashtagging stuff about this
Don't be a prick.
Rhinus, yeah. I don't know if somebody else came up with that before me. But say no to the prick. Hashtag say no to the prick.
Good
Probably
one.
is pretty like duh. Like are you gonna call me Steve Areno because my name's Steve? It's kind of an obvious one, but there's tons of people that hashtag that. And I was like, for a minute, every time I type it in, only my own things would show up. And then yesterday I did it, and like it just went on forever with links.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, we're ruffling feathers. That's good. That means it's a badge of honor.
It is a badge of honor. Well, Barski, let's talk so we can do an actual makeup show.
Yeah, we can try.
Well, maybe we'll just have to call it a night.
Yeah, we can call it a night because David just kind of ruined the whole vibe. Honestly,
Thanks, David. We're on a roll too.
he didn't hear about the coup we were talking about earlier. The coup.
Oh yeah, the new terms and services.
We're gonna coup the show, David. We're gonna get.
Oh, he wants to come. David, you're out. David, take his.
All right. Well, when he hops on, I gotta go.
Take his wrench away.
My wife is definitely. She's probably like, you motherfucker.
Well, all right. Yeah, you're half an hour late, probably.
Yeah.
So good night.
Yeah. No, dude. This was a lot of fun, David.
Until next time, I'll stay out for a minute and wait for David.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everyone in the chat and the show. Thank you. I had a lot of fun, though, Jim.
Yeah, me too.
Glad we ended up just doing it, even though some people couldn't get their shit together. I can't. Wait, Jim, shout him out. Shout out who? Shout out to Jared for the contribution. Who's
J.
okay.
Rod.
For wait, I'm confused.
David Barski. Who's Gerard for the? Oh, you mean Bill? Bill Gates. Thanks,
Oh,
Bill.
yeah.
No more Patriot.
I'm confused.
Jump on the Zoom, brother.
Well, on that note,
Okay.
I appreciate you, and you know, if by the end of the week, if the storm comes and our phones are down or whatever, I mean, hopefully, I'll see you on the flip side.
Yeah. Shit.
So good luck. I'm just saying, like, we don't know. Shit, I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be a Q thing. It could be just something, like, because it doesn't. I mean, things don't feel right. At the same time, they feel right, but they don't feel right. So
They definitely don't feel right.
just make sure everyone has their house in order. Have extra food, non-perishables, water, ammo, guns.
Yeah. Get a board that works.
Get a board that works. Like Jared for the donation. Oh yeah. That's right. Thank you, Jared. Thank you. Yes, I talked to him actually today on Twitter. He's a cool dude. Thank you.
What's up, Steven Sorensen? So yeah.
Up.
Thank
Well, looks like, so we have people jumping in at the when I'm leaving. This is bullshit.
Are you guys gonna jump in?
Yeah, why don't you?
Let's try.
You guys should jump in. Get on here. Fucking close up shop.
Okay.
Or close up shop properly. I'm not saying close up shop. Keep the show going. You know, if people are watching it, keep it going.
Totally. Keep it going all night. Speaking of doctors.
He's trying. You're not trying hard enough, David.
Knock, knock.
He pissed off the wrong people.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Colin. Colin who? Colin the doctor. I'm sick.
Good old. All right. Well,
they should go to the eye doctor because it kept seeing spots. That was a good one. All right.
Can I get Steven on here? Maybe he'll jump on. Oh, yeah, you're getting.
I got David Barski.
Barski's coming online.
Yeah, he stepped in. He's just gotta get that. You can have a
He's heading in bed soon.
Audio.
Oh, okay.
Bathroom break.
What's up, dude?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like shit.
Hold on. Fuck you.
I'm just kidding.
I gotta find I'm using Bluetooth headphones and they're stupid.
Oh,
you should get a board, man.
Yeah, why don't you have a board, bro?
Fuck you, dude. Oh man. You guys don't even want to know.
Sounds like you've had a night.
It's a mess. It's a mess over here.
Well, we'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out. At least you got on. You know, that's something.
What are you talking about? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Safe driving mode. I'm not driving. What the fuck?
Dude.
There we go. All right.
You pissed
I
off.
don't know how this works. I've never used this shit before. It says live on YouTube. What's going on with that?
Yeah, we are all live.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
How's you? I can't see any YouTube chat, which is pretty gay. Let me see if I can fix this.
I see you have a thumbs up on your picture. How'd you do that?
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Can I do that? Can I put thumbs on?
I heard those were Proud Boys. I don't know. Be careful.
Can I put okay symbols?
You can, dude. Yeah, dude.
That's
a 3 for 3.
Hey.
Party.
Well, that's something.
James, what are you doing, sir? Gregory, why are you still here?
I was just about to leave, man, and then you popped in.
Just get the fuck out of
Jesus fucking, you're such a prick.
here. I just
Oh, I'm
emailed
in
Miguel.
your chat right now.
Well,
I'm in
What?
the
They're like 10.
Weaving
What up,
Spiders
10 people? Who's all here? I'm gonna go over the chat and see who's here. Greg, go before your wife comes.
I'm going.
Actually, stay on camera. Just leave the camera on, open the back door. Let's watch her slaughter you.
Oh, I was wanting to ask you, what is that, Greg, that you have on behind you on that stool? It looks like
It's his racist light.
Yeah, it's my racist light. It says it's white power. No, it's just a candle. I just want to set the mood.
Nice.
Smell
It's
nice.
hot.
Mood set.
It's sexy.
One of my only props, besides my ballast light. This is shooting
I'm into it.
pink
I'm gonna
laser.
set up a manly prop too. I've got incense.
Yeah,
So we'll do a makeup show.
indeed.
This one's
We
called
will.
Pickup Trucks.
Jim, you can't do one tomorrow, can you?
Can I what?
Do a show tomorrow? No, you gotta go. I know. Never mind.
If I get my project done. I have a
Okay.
project.
No worries.
Maybe
We'll
Monday.
do Monday. We'll try to do Monday. And then we can do an inauguration show too.
Yeah, that'd be
If
fun.
you guys want.
yeah,
you guys want.
maybe we could do a live
Let's
stream.
do that.
Storm.
Yeah,
What
well-
day is it now?
Wednesday.
We should call it the storm.
Let's call
Yeah,
the storm.
Jim, you have to rearrange your day on Wednesday for this. Because this is gonna be we need 1,000 subs on the channel, guys.
We need 1,000
So we
subs.
can do for super chats and fun.
By
Come on.
midnight, need 1,000.
By midnight. By
But
midnight. By midnight
midnight.
Tuesday.
look, if we don't get 1,000 subs by midnight, Jim is going to die.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
And all you guys
I
are
quit.
lame.
Yeah.
If we don't get subs right now, if you guys
But
don't,
who else is in the hey, whoever says we got 10 in here. So who's all in here? We got Steven, he's taking off. Steven, it's good to see you, buddy.
I'm
We gotta
taking.
chat again soon.
I'm
I
taking.
suck with email.
So
What? Why are you still here? Wait,
I'm leaving.
what?
I'm leaving. Okay.
Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
Bye, motherfuckers.
I love you. Thank you guys for not taking a shit on me.
Oh, we took a
On
little.
me.
Just a
No,
little.
you did. That's good. No, I mean for doing the show.
Oh no, yeah, it was fine, dude.
oh yeah, it's what we do.
Because I fell asleep. I literally had an experience while like in the middle of all this. So it was I'll expound on it soon. But
Okay.
it was I'm not sure if it was religious or what. I'm not even kidding. It was literally like yep. I haven't had that happen to me in a long time. Ever.
Was it, they have this thing where like
I
if
gotta go.
you get cold,
All right.
later. It's the fun vaccine. We were talking about it earlier, and it will eliminate your ability to have a religious experience if you're infected by it through a virus. Like they put it in the rotavirus, not rotavirus, the rotavirus. And also, what else? Yeah, respiratory stuff. So how are you doing?
All right. But I only have a couple minutes, so I was gonna sign off. Can we talk off the air
Yeah.
a little bit? Okay, cool.
You want to help me close her out?
Yeah, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. We're gonna do an inauguration inauguration show live stream. Also, yeah, we'll be back proper, and we've got crazy, awesome stuff in the works right now behind the scenes for shows that is gonna it's gonna be insane. So, yep. Thank you guys for hanging out, and yep, I couldn't get anything to work. Couldn't get anything to work tonight, so got to do a bunch of resetting and
I know how
get it
that.
back up and running. Archon attack. All right, Steve. Peace out, buddy. Good to see you.
All right, I will hit the button.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Yep, and we'll see you in a couple days. Thanks again, Gerard, for the supporting the show. Appreciate it, buddy.
Bye, everyone. Good night. Happy
Ron, good to see you.
Sunday, whatever day it is that you're at. Be good, or we'll